Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're having a look at another Battle Pass vehicle that is coming in for the next Battle Pass, good old Tropical Storm, and this time it's an entry for Italy, and it looks like a fun one, along with a few other vehicles which are pretty similar for Italy, which are already pretty fun in the game itself, like the Breda 501. The Breda 9053 is coming in, which is basically a truck which has access to a 90mm. It's as simple as that, really. It's going to be a premium, and it's going to be at rank 3, and join a few other premium SPGs for Italy to make up a lineup which is really good for dailies, and also specials if you need SPG kills. Let's get into the history of this vehicle. Italian company Ansaldo di Jeans Sampierdarena, which I'm sure I completely butchered, began to develop a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun on a wheeled chassis in 1940, which paved the way to mount a 90mm gun on a truck, with the arrangement allowing for the cannon to direct fire at enemy ground targets. The Breda 51 Colonial, or the 6x4 army truck, was chosen as the main vehicle of choice, and after modifications were made, the official designation of Breda 52 was given. Production of this new vehicle commenced even before the testing phase had even finished in May of 41, and by May 1943, a total of 120 of these vehicles were delivered to the Italian army. The Breda 52, with the Cannon da 9053 gun, was used in the battle in North Africa and also to defend Italy from the Allied invasion. So if anybody's played the Semavente 9053 or even the Breda 501, you know how fun these Italian vehicles are with the 90mm gun on them. A lot of them are at a BR where if they hit a vehicle, they usually just penetrate and annihilate it. They can also just overpressure vehicles because there's so much HE even in the AP shell. And to get another one which has kind of like a open chassis, I suppose you'd class it as, is going to be super fun because of the simple fact that you'll be able to aim the gun wherever you really feel like, and that means even though you're not going to be very survivable, if you're able to get the gun on target quickly, you'll be able to annihilate anything that is on the ground super quickly. Looking at the vehicle as well, and comparing it to stuff like the VFW, for example, it probably won't be as good as the VFW, but still at the BR that it'll be sat at, it'll be super useful if you are one of those people to get the first shot off more than often. There is a 6-man crew on this thing, so if you lose a few of them, that's all good. One of the issues I definitely see from this vehicle, and this is a problem with pretty much any vehicle like this, CAS around these BRs is insanely powerful at the moment. With the separate bomb drops that they've been given, and then also the custom loadouts, there's a lot of CAS aircraft which are really good, and stuff like the Breda 9053 will be overpressured by bombs or rockets which land, well, pretty much nowhere near the vehicle and will just destroy it. So this is definitely what we class as a first spawn vehicle. If you spawn this thing second or third, you are just going to die. And that's one of the issues with a lot of the tank destroyers for Italy. Whether it is the Breda 501, the Semavente 9053, or this vehicle, they are all open, which means that you either spawn them first or you don't spawn them at all. There is some other tank destroyers you can run with it, though. As I said, these vehicles are great for getting kills with SPGs or even doing, similar tasks. And the Italian rank 3 area actually has a really nice 3-7 lineup around it. My feeling is this thing they'll probably chuck at 4-0, but it still will be useful for that idea, and you'll be able to kind of go around and just have a bit of fun with the vehicle itself. All of its other characteristics are probably not going to be great. Like, it's not going to be fast around the place, right? It's not going to be something that is really, casually wandering around at crazy speeds, which is one of the things that makes the 501 super good, because it doesn't just have the gun, it also has good mobility to get you into a quick position. This one's going to take a little bit more time to be able to do that, so you're going to have to take a more passive position to start with, But that's fine, because the gun can compensate for those ideas. And also, at the same time, it's not like your armor's gonna, really stop anything. But when I look at vehicles like this, what you're looking for is not the armor to stop anything, but the armor to just have a round go through it instead of doing, crazy critical damage to you. That's more what you're looking at for a vehicle like this. So you're hoping that people are shooting you with AP so you don't die. The vehicle as well will hopefully have a use on most maps, and it really depends if the cannon could go 360 degrees. Looking at all of the pictures and also even looking at the video, it seems like the cannon can go maybe 90 degrees either way from the normal, but hopefully it can go more, so then you could kind of stick the booty of the truck out past corners or around, be able to shoot stuff, and then kind of move back, and then, kind of reposition if you start getting shot at. If you can't do that, that's going to kind of be annoying and limit you in a decent way, but then again, it wouldn't really be a surprise, because a lot of these vehicles have those limitations. If it turns out that this thing's a 3.7, that would actually be fantastic, because the Breda 501 used to be around that BR, and it was super good with stuff like the Zarini 2, and then also the Stug, the Semavente, and even all of the other vehicles, the Panzer IV, and of course the Sherman that are around that BR for Italy. They most recently put up the Turan 3, so maybe if this thing is at 4.0, you can at least have a competent vehicle to be able to run with the Turan, which is something that Italy lacks a lot of the time. Italy's been getting some pretty interesting Battle Pass vehicles more recently. They got the coastal boat in the last Battle Pass, which I'll say is, it's not the best at the end of the day. They also got the Quadriarma back in the day, which was pretty cool to see. And now we have the Breda 9053, as it's always nice to see these minor nations get stuff which will hopefully bolster their ranks and get people playing in them. I've said many times when it comes to normal events, like the summer events, the winter events, I wish they went back to this idea of these types of vehicles. The vehicles which are mid-tier and then rank 3s or rank 4s, which are premiums, to try and interest people to get them into specific tech trees. And hopefully this one will do that. Hopefully the Breda 9053 will inspire some people to give the Italians a go, to give the Hungarians a go. Because nowadays, even though they still have some pretty large holes in their lineups, there are a lot of fun vehicles that are around the place, especially with different playstyles. Italy very much relies on its mobility, on its scouting, on its lighter vehicles, and that can fit a lot of playstyles really well. And I'm hoping that, people can take advantage of that in the future. The other thing is, they once again call the Battle Pass season Tropical Storm, and since we've seen the tank, and we've also seen the naval vehicle, the real question is, what is the aviation vehicle? What do you think is coming in for the tropical storm? Which tropical area is going to be looked at? Because so far, I don't really find the British coastal vehicle very tropical, and I suppose this one could maybe be seen as it, but not really. So what are the thoughts? Let me know. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Brendan Quinn, Vilneus, Character Fuel, Juan the Panda, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, Bareen, Peter Grayling, Alan Hacker, Sem Alslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R., and also Lafouche for supporting the channel.